Hey everybody, welcome to my supposed to be a live stream. There's a guy named Mohsannrf, and Mohsannrf is different from Muhammad. Anyway, I've been trying to get him to come on. He sent me a bunch of videos of all these sheikhs today. He sent me videos of these sheikhs who were reciting Quran and everything like that. So I wanted him to come on and to debate me. He's Palestinian. He's from Nablus. And so anyway, I've been trying to get him to come on, but he is refusing to come on. And so he keeps making excuses, or he says that he's got to work. He's a teacher. And so anyway, I've been trying to get him to come on. That's why I'm sorry if I did something here. I don't know if I did something where you guys, I didn't mean to mislead you about this. It was just, he sent me all these videos from all these sheikhs. He wants me to watch all these videos about sheikhs. And I said, okay, well, come on with me. Let's talk about these sheikhs. I asked him, did Jesus die? He said, no. And Islam is the only religion. I said, well, come on, let's talk about it. You know? And so anyway, I've been trying to get him to come on, but he is refusing. And he says, this isn't about boiling eggs. That's an Arabic saying. Mish salk al-bid, you know. I said, well, come on for 10 minutes at least. And he says, this isn't just like boiling eggs. You know, this is a deep thing. He says, how am I going to convince you in 10 minutes? You know, and, you know, I said, you know, well, it's not about you convincing me. It's about me convincing you. So, anyway, I was trying to get the guy to come on. He's refusing. I got another cousin. His name is Mohammed Debweni, and he was complaining about my video today. And so I'm trying to get him to come on. And so anyway, I'm trying to get anybody to come on. If anybody wants to come on and debate me, come on and debate me, man, you know. And you guys, that's why I was going to do this, but it doesn't look like any of my friends are going to come on. I think they're afraid. So let me go see if there's anybody else that might want to come on with me. Let's see. So yeah, there's this guy and there's this guy right here, you know, and he sends me all these videos of all these sheikhs, and you know, but then he won't come on with me to talk about him. And so anyway, I sent him the duck. I told him push on the duck and come on, but yeah. Oh, really? Are you Muslim? So if you want to come on and debate me, if anybody wants to come on and debate me before I go to sleep, you know, because what I'll do is I'll watch a few episodes of Judge Judy and then go to sleep. And so if you guys want to debate me before Judge Judy, come on. But I thought I was going to get these two guys to come on with me. That's why I did this. So anyway, you guys, but it looks like they don't want to come on with me. So one of them said he's going to pray for me to come to the light. Well, both of them said that. And I said, well, I'm going to pray that you come to know Jesus so that you won't go to hell. So that you will be saved from going to hell. And, you know, that was, you know, this is a subject that I like to talk to Muslims about. Since, you know, we have a few people here, I might as well not waste your time since you've come here. I'd like to just tell you a couple of things about, I might as well use this time, you know, to tell you a couple of things about the, let me see, this is about the subject of Jesus being God in the Quran. Now, Muslims are always going to tell you that Jesus is not God. Muslims are always going to say no. Hey, brother, you want to come on, Emmanuel? You want to debate me, man? I was trying to get a couple of cousins from Palestine to come on, but they're all quote unquote busy, so they don't want to debate me. So anyway, I started this video hoping that they'd come on, but they don't want to come on with me. And I could understand why, but let me see. There's several things I could just talk a little bit about. Several different things that I like to talk about. Some of my favorite subjects that I like to talk about. There's this verse of the Quran, you guys. You can use this with Muslims. It's chapter 9, verse 31. And the reason this verse is so effective is that in the Arabic, it's so clear what it's saying. اتخذوا أحبارهم ورهبانهم أربابا من دون الله والمسيح. They took their scholars and rabbis as lords in place of Allah and Christ. So this is what the verse says. How did this get into the Quran like this? You know what? God doesn't leave himself without a witness. But this verse very clearly shows that Jesus Christ is equal to God, even in the Quran. And there's no, whenever people try to work their way around it, try to make excuses for it, what they'll say is that this means they took their rabbis and monks and Jesus as lords in place of Allah. But that's not what the verse says. The verse says they took their scholars and rabbis as lords in place of Allah and Christ. And so, it very clearly says that Jesus Christ is equal to God. And so that's chapter 9, verse 31. Then, another one of my favorite subjects. I wish I had pretzels tonight, you guys, is the subject of Aisha, the fact that she was married to Muhammad when she was 9 years old. He was 54 years old. And this is the hadith right here, talks about it. It says, it was narrated from Aisha, the messenger of Allah married her when she was 6 years old and consummated the marriage when she was 9. And this is the Arabic. It says, عن عائشة قالت تزوجها رسول الله وهي بنت 6 وبنى بها وهي بنت 9 ومات عنها وهي بنت 18. It means that he died when she was 18 years old. And then what happened is that he forbade anybody to marry any of his wives after he died. So that this, he left. It was the girl was only 18 years old when he died. And so, what happened after he died? One day, maybe I'll do a video about what happened after he died, what Aisha did after he died. We have a very prominent Shiite sheikh. Now, the Shiites don't like Aisha, but he got all the sources from the Sunni sources about what Aisha did after Muhammad died. And so someday we'll do that. Here's some more subjects that I enjoy talking about, and I know you guys are sick of them because I talk about them so much. It's about the day when Jesus died. It said, the day I die. Inni mitwafik, falamma tawafaytani, kunta anta raqib alayhum, yawm ab'athu hayy, the day I come back to life. These are some of my favorite subjects that I always talk about. And then there is also this subject, which I don't talk about as much as I used to because I no longer have the 7 Qurans that I used to have. But this is a subject that I used to talk quite a bit about, and I need to talk about it more. And this is about the different Qurans, the fact that there are so many different Qurans. And I know Hatun Tash has done amazing videos about this subject, and Jay Smith, and I know David Wood has done stuff, and Adam has done stuff. So you know, but this verse right here, this is one of those verses that what's so interesting about it is that one of them is in a particular Quran called the Hafs, which is the most famous Quran that they use today. And then the second most famous Quran is the Warsh. And you know, one thing that, you know, when I was a Muslim, we were taught that there's only one Quran. The Quran can never be changed, impossible to be changed. All the other books have been changed. The Injil, the Gospel has been changed, the Torah has been changed, and the Zabur has been changed. But nobody can change the Quran. But we got these two different versions of the Quran. One is the Hafs, one is the Warsh. And this is talking about angels. And you see the top one says, they are slaves of the most gracious. But then in the Warsh, it says, they are with the most gracious. And, you know, that's quite a big difference. One is they are slaves of the most, one is they are with, talking about angels. Well, why did this difference occur? Well, it's very simple. And, you know, I don't have the pen to where I can show you. But if you look at the middle word, okay, because I know in the Arabic it's a little bit difficult if you don't know the Arabic. It just looks like a bunch of gibberish. But in the middle, there's these two, this one word. One is abd, one is ind. And the only difference between them is where the dot is, the diacritical mark. If you put the diacritical mark underneath, which is what the Hafs does, then it becomes Abd ir-Rahman or Abad ir-Rahman. And that is, they are slaves of the most gracious. But if you put the dot on top, it becomes Ind ir-Rahman. Hum Ind ir-Rahman. They are with the Most High. And so this all is the result of diacritical marks, because they didn't put the diacritical marks on for like 100 years after the Quran was written. And so the problem with that, you know, is that you change one dot and then you could change the whole meaning of the word. You just change where the dot is and you can change the whole meaning of the word. Let me give you some more examples of this, because, you know, I have several examples of this, that the problem is that the Arabic, you know, the Arabic language, so much of the Arabic language is dependent on the diacritical marks of the letters in the Arabic language. Let me give you some examples here. I could show you. You know, since I made you guys wait, I should give you something here. Let me just show you. I want to actually show you the different letters. Okay. Okay, let me go back here and let me just give you an example. Okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and show you this. This is one example. This is one example. And this is the subject of diacritical marks. Okay, on the right is, now you see these are both the same consonants. The consonants are the same. But one of them has a dot on top, one does not have a dot. Now, if you don't have the dot, it is the letter D, like dog. Okay, but on the left, if you put the dot on, it becomes the. A D, it has a sound like the soft TH sound, like the dog or there. You know, they are there. So if you put the dot on top, it changes the letter, okay, from a D to TH. Let me show you some more. You know, and you guys can begin to understand the problem of the diacritical marks, because here's another one. Now, this is the same consonant. Now, on the right, without the dot, that is the letter R. But on the left, it's the letter Z because it has a dot on it. So if you put the dot on it, then it changes the meaning. I mean, it changes the letter completely from R to Z. Rasm, right, exactly. Is the rasm, is the skeletal. Okay, the rasm is the same, but the dot makes it, the diacritical mark makes it a different letter. One is R, one is Z. And just imagine in the English, okay, and before, when the Quran was written, they did not have diacritical marks. So you'd have the same consonants, but without the dots. So they came back about 100 years later. There was a guy named Duali. His name was Duali. It was a little bit less than 100 years later. And he's the one who put dots on the Quran. There were no dots on the Quran before then. Here, let me show you some more, because you know, I want to show you one of the ones that where there's a huge, I mean, all of these are huge different. I mean, imagine R and Z in the English language, the problems you can have here's another letter. And okay, now on the right, it's the consonant is S. It's the letter Sin, or S. It's pronounced S. But when you put the dots on it, it becomes SH. Sh. S and SH. So when the Quran was originally written, it was all like this, the first one, because they didn't have diacritical marks. So they came with the diacritical marks. 100 years later, a guy named Duali did it. And so what do you get? You get a lot of confusion. And here, this is one of the biggest problems. Of all the letters, this is one of the biggest, because this consonant, you know, like the smiley face, see the smiley face? Even though the one, they look different a little bit, they're all the same when you write them. And the problem is where do you put the dot? Now, if you look at the far right, you put the dot underneath it, it becomes the letter B. If you put 3 dots on top, it becomes th, the TH. If you put 2 dots on top, like the third one, I'm going from right to left, so because Arabic is right to left, it becomes the letter T. And if you put 1 dot on top, it becomes the letter N. Now just imagine in the English the problems you would have if you confuse the letters B, T, N, and TH. And there's another also, if you put 2 dots underneath it, it becomes the letter Y. So anyway, these are some of the problems created by the fact that there were no diacritical marks when the Quran was written. And so anyway, just something to talk about to fill the time here. I'm sorry, I was waiting for this guy to come on with me. He decided he didn't want to. He might come with me later. His name is Mohsannsd, and he's a teacher, so he's pretty educated. So it'll be nice to talk to somebody who understands logic and everything like that. And so anyway, pray for him. His name is Mohsannsd, and pray also for my cousin Mohammed. Pray that they both come on, but pray more than that. Pray that they get saved in the name of Jesus. Thank you guys for being with me. Sorry that it didn't work out, but we'll try it again some other time. God bless you. Have a great night.